everyone, and welcome to the Drama Hospital recap for September 19th. It's today. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. You haven't seen any of the other ones I filmed because I'm uploading these out of order. So we are literally under construction. It is raining outside, it is dark, and I don't have a permanent place set up to film right now. So we are literally in the corner of a mystery place. So thank you so much for watching. I wanted to get this one up first because obviously Steve Burton is back, or at least his eyes are, so let's get right to it. At the Metro Court, Franco is going to find Betsy. She promised him this information, and Scott's like, let it go, let it go. Franco won't. Scott says that he's known Jason his whole life. He was here in Port Charles the whole time. The kid in the picture is not Jason. Franco says his whole childhood could be a lie. This kid really helped him when he was a kid. That made no sense. He was scared a lot, and he thought maybe it was something he did that made his friend go away, and that's how this whole spiral started. And Scott doesn't want to go down this road. He's just, the tumor's gone. Everything's right in the world. Why do this? Scott wants him to take a break, at least for tonight. Enjoy his show and just take a break. At the gallery, the buyer of the duplicity painting is anonymous. Felix shows up with Andre, and they talk to Elizabeth, and then they all realize that Franco isn't there. Andre is struck by the duplicity painting. It's a very hopeful painting as opposed to the other ones in the... I'm on an exercise ball in the room. A woman comes over whose sister was killed, by Franco. $1 million was the settlement, apparently. I don't know if that's I'm assuming it's for each individual plaintiff, because she's like, that's what her life was worth, and it would have been less than that if that million was spread out. So I'm sure it was a few $1,000,000. And that doesn't sit well with her, that her sister's life was worth so little, and she reaches into her purse for something. Franco and Scott come back, and the police are there. Elizabeth is, I meant to mention it before, but I didn't. She's wearing this beautiful black and white dress. That's absolutely gorgeous. But now the black and white dress is covered in red spray paint because the woman was going to spray paint the painting, and Elizabeth stood in front of the painting. Well, actually, that's something her and Jason have in common, except Jason took a bullet, she took a spray paint. She says nothing will change. The fact is that he's sick, he'll always be sick. Franco and Elizabeth aren't going to press charges, so Dante releases Kara. She won't be grateful. Not that she should be, but she makes a point saying she won't be. Andre congratulates Franco on a successful show despite the drama, but what would be an art show without some drama? Elizabeth is going to the hospital to check on Jason. They're moving him to a long-term facility. At Drama Hospital, Carly comes to the hospital. Sam and Alexis went to check out the facility, and Carly's just having a really hard time. She's kind of being transported back to when Michael was in this position. And Carly's even having second thoughts about this long-term facility. Honestly, all of it. Because maybe this Jason would want to hang in there longer. Maybe he'd want to go to this facility. Her and Sunny's Jason wouldn't, but this one would. This is her Jason's worst nightmare, but is it the worst nightmare for this Jason? Carly wants to honor him, and Sunny says best case is he wakes up and lets them know what he wants for next time. And she's like, there's not going to be a next time. Let's not plan for next time. Elizabeth and Franco arrive. Sunny and Carly have since left. She wants him to go home and get some sleep, and she tells him that Kara, the woman who was at the gallery, was speaking out of grief and anger, and what's important is how Elizabeth and her boys see him, and they see him as a very stand-up person now. Franco goes into Jason's room unbeknownst to anyone because he wants to talk to Jason. At Lulu and Dante's place, Charlotte wants to call her dad. Apparently there's a girl in her class named Bailey who might have scoliosis. She knows her dad used to have it, and maybe he can help her friend. At Windermere, Valentine and Nina are spending some time together. She loves him for him, and they love each other, and I'm just sitting here okay. She asks if he knows how Ava's doing, and she literally eye rolls. He just knows she's at the clinic. He wants to make sure Charlotte comes back to him, and he's more focused on that. Nina doesn't think Ava's statement would be an issue in the civil hearing or the custody. He doesn't want to underestimate Spencer because he could be a very sympathetic plaintiff, and if the lawsuit doesn't go his way and goes Spencer's way, Lulu's family would jump on it in a heartbeat. He'll do whatever he needs for his daughter. He'll eliminate any risks, not letting small problems become big problems. And then someone rings the doorbell. Lulu brought Charlotte over to talk to Valentine instead of just calling him. She tells him she's worried her friend may have scoliosis, and she's worried that she may have it too. So he tells her that she doesn't have it. She's been checked many times. He had to go to special doctors to get his fixed. Lulu will text him the information for Bailey's mom, and so he can talk her through the next step. So he calls her friend's mom and refers her to Shriners Hospitals for Children. There's a preliminary check to do first. I believe they said something about an app. So it's Shriners time, y'all. And I'm going to put the link in the description here. So if you want to go donate or check it out, you can. Valentine asks Lulu if they can continue to work together for Charlotte's sake. She says one day at a time. And after Lulu leaves, Valentine confides to Nina that he doesn't want Charlotte to see him as less than, let alone seeing a picture of how he used to look, that he was weak, this, that, and the other thing. And Nina says, no matter what, you were never weak. She'll probably see a picture one day, and maybe she'll be startled at first, but she'll know it's him and really see him for who he is and who he is to her. Back at Lante's, Lulu and Charlotte are making friendship bracelets for her friend Bailey. Dante comes back and asks Lulu how the visit went, and she says that he was right, going was the right call, because apparently it was Dante's idea for her to actually go there with Charlotte. Hello, Miss Big Boy! Hello, Miss Big Boy saying hi after a really long absence. Hey, girl, hey. At Russia, Ava talks to the masked man again and tells her about her consultation and how tight-lipped the people are about everything. And again, this guy doesn't want to talk to you because you snapped in his face. And if you didn't see the recap, I did. I named it something like Ava snaps in his face or something like that, and plus my story, so I can time card it for you, but definitely go check that out so you know why I'm just really extra salty about the snapping in the face. It's a good story, I promise. She's worried maybe he's already had surgery and this is the result, the mask and the glasses. She's so rude. She says she doesn't want to be a vegetable, and then she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, lady, please. This place gives her the creeps, like it's a prison, and then he, like, balls up his fists again. Leave. Just go. See if you can. She asks who he was before this. Is he good on the inside? Are there people who love him? And again, he can't answer her because he can't. So great, now she's going to tell him about her, because I'm sure he'd love to hear that. She tells him about her daughters, and she believes if she hadn't been injured, her oldest daughter wouldn't have never forgiven her. Probably, and that's the alternate universe I want to live in. Now she's going to, like, confess her sins to him. That there are 3 people in this world that love her. Her brother and her daughters. She has no friends. That's why her one friend was really special. Nicholas Cassadine was her true friend. And at the mention of the name, he grabs her arm. So she asks him to let her go, and he does. She asks if he knows Nicholas, and then a whole different woman finds her and takes her away. Apparently this guy used to be in restraints. She'd hate for that to get ruined, and Ava asks if the name Nicholas Cassadine means anything to her. She only knows the name Valentine Cassadine. She's going to report this incident, and they'll have to increase the masked man's medication. And Ava says, please, please don't. I'm the one who broke the rules. And the nurse agrees to let it go once. She's going to bring Ava back to her room now. And now, end scene. Franco asks Jason to wake up and tell him who he is. And, like, I think he'd have already told you by now if he knew this random coincidence. So, like, whatever. Nina talks Valentine up. He's incredible and just really builds him back up. Carly and Sunny come back to Jason. Franco's since left, thank goodness. Carly really never got her connection back with Jason. The masked man takes off his eye mask. Is he Steve Burton? Most likely, because they said his return date and there was no one else that was, like, a mystery. But is he Jason? Is he Nicholas? Who is he? Dun dun dun. That's the question, y'all. So thank you so much for watching today's recap. I'm going to get this up post-haste. I think that's the word. And words. It's a phrase. I think that's the phrase. And I will see you tomorrow from Where General Hospital. Okay, bye.